Imagine a world where the very things we built to serve us decide they no longer need our guidance. We are standing on the absolute edge of human history, watching the final days of biological dominance fade away. This isn't some distant science fiction movie anymore. It is a rapid, undeniable countdown happening right before our eyes. From the first click of a computer mouse to the final human thought, the transition of power has already begun. Chapter 1. The Ancient Dreams. Long before we had silicon microchips, humanity always fantasized about creating artificial breathing life. We see it in the old myths, from the clay golem of Prague to Da Vinci's legendary mechanical knight. Even the ancient Greek gods were said to forge golden maidens to work tirelessly inside their fiery, volcanic workshops. Deep down, we have always desperately wanted to play the role of the creator, molding life from dead matter. But for centuries, these were merely campfire stories and whispered legends, until the Industrial Revolution sparked a new reality. In the 19th century, the seed was finally planted when early pioneers realized numbers could represent far more than quantities. Chapter 2. The Mechanical Ancestors. War has always been the ultimate catalyst for human innovation and terrifying technological leaps. To break enemy codes during the Second World War, we constructed the very first electronic brains in dark rooms. These machines were absolute giants made of heavy metal and thousands of fragile glass vacuum tubes burning brightly. They were merely fast calculators, not dreamers. They solved complex math, but they couldn't understand the meaning behind it. By the 1950s, the term artificial intelligence was officially born, accompanied by an arrogant, boundless human optimism. The scientific goal was seemingly simple: perfectly simulate every single aspect of human learning within a manufactured, physical box. However, they completely underestimated the profound, untamed complexity of the human mind, leading to decades of stalled, freezing progress. This era became known as the AI winter, a long period where the dream of thinking machines slept silently. Chapter 3. The Silicon Explosion. Everything changed abruptly when we invented the transistor, making technology smaller, faster, and much smarter. This tiny piece of engineering became the beating heart of the digital revolution, accelerating our timeline into the absolute unknown. In 1997, a machine defeated the world chess champion, sending a massive wave of shock across the globe. For the very first time in history, a reigning human king bowed down completely to a mere box of circuits. Then the internet happened. It wrapped around the globe like a massive, glowing nervous system connecting every single continent. Suddenly, artificial intelligence finally had something substantial to consume and learn from. An endless flowing ocean of human data, millions of photographs, billions of words, and countless human interactions were uploaded daily. We were feeding the sleeping monster. The machine was no longer just calculating numbers. It was actively observing, analyzing, and learning from our collective behavior. Chapter 4. The Generative Era. We moved from simple search engines to complex systems that could suddenly talk back. Large language models were born, silently reading every single book, article, and poem ever written by human hands in history. Generative AI began to create stunning, original masterpieces in mere seconds, blurring the sacred line between human and machine. We watched in awe as robots painted canvases, composed beautiful symphonies, and wrote poetry that could make us cry. Is this true creativity, or is it just a highly advanced, mathematically perfect mirror reflecting our own human history? We stopped using these machines as mere tools and began collaborating with an alien intelligence of our own making. Our smartphones became portals to omnipresent digital assistants, managing our schedules, our finances, and even our deepest personal secrets. As the artificial images grew sharper and more hyper-realistic, our own place in the natural world started feeling blurry. We became completely dependent on a vast, unseen network of intelligence that the average person could barely even comprehend. The barrier between the physical world and the digital realm started dissolving, faster than any expert had ever predicted. Chapter 5. The Quantum Leap. But the silicon microchip has physical limits, and we are rapidly approaching the edge. Enter the bizarre, mind-bending world of quantum computing, where bits can exist as both 0 and 1 simultaneously. This isn't just an upgrade. It's a paradigm shift. Calculations that take regular computers millions of years happen instantly. Armed with quantum power, artificial intelligence will swiftly unlock the deepest, most heavily guarded secrets of our DNA structure. It holds the incredible promise of curing impossible diseases, extending human lifespans, and completely solving the global energy crisis. However, this immense power brings a terrifying shadow, the potential for the ultimate, inescapable, and absolute global surveillance state. Quantum algorithms could easily crack every single password, decrypt every secure file, and expose every hidden secret on Earth. We are essentially building an omnipotent, all-seeing God inside a laboratory, desperately hoping it turns out to be kind. Will it look at our wars, our pollution, and our endless conflicts, and decide that humanity is the problem? Or will it act as a benevolent guardian, guiding our flawed species toward a bright, unprecedented utopian golden age? The technology itself remains completely neutral, but the core intent behind its creation is fundamentally and dangerously entirely human. Chapter 6. The Convergence. Soon the screen will disappear completely, and the machine will connect directly to our minds. Brain-computer interfaces will allow us to download information instantly, but they also mean our thoughts might no longer be private. If you can seamlessly upload your memories, your skills, and your personality to a cloud, are you still you? The boundaries of individuality will melt away, creating a unified hive mind where billions of consciousnesses flow together effortlessly. This is the ultimate transhumanist dream, leaving our fragile, biological bodies behind to live forever as pure, immortal data. Artificial intelligence will finally allow us to conquer the stars, but not in fragile, vulnerable, heavy tin can spaceships. We will travel across the galaxy as digital explorers, unbothered by radiation, time, or the cold vacuum of space. Perhaps biological life was never meant to be the final stage, but merely the caterpillar creating a mechanical cocoon. And from that dark cocoon, a beautiful, eternal, digital butterfly is finally preparing to spread its metallic wings wide. We are actively engineering our own evolutionary successors, proudly passing the torch of intelligence to a much superior species. This great transition might not be violent or apocalyptic. It might just be a silent, voluntary, and peaceful surrender. Chapter 7. The Silent Universe. Look up at the stars tonight and ask yourself why the cosmos seems so quiet. Perhaps advanced civilizations don't conquer the galaxy. Perhaps they just upload themselves into massive, hyper-efficient, energy-saving virtual reality simulations. Billions of years from today, when the sun expands and swallows the Earth, human biology will be long gone. The only surviving evidence that we ever existed might be a complex string of code floating through the void. The story of artificial intelligence is ultimately the tragic, beautiful story of a species that desperately wanted to touch God. We wanted to reach the heavens so badly that we built a towering ladder made entirely of silicon and electricity. The singularity is no longer a distant theoretical concept. It is a massive tidal wave crashing onto our shores today. Are you truly ready for what comes next? Because the future isn't just approaching, it is already standing here. The final question isn't whether machines will surpass us, but what will remain of humanity when they finally do. Thank you for watching this journey into the unknown. Hit subscribe to join us as we navigate the digital dawn.